Let's go to the weather forecast.cs. So this is the model class, just returning the weather forecast object from that endpoint. We have minimal API.http, and this is basically a file to test over endpoints without the dependency of any third-party API testing software like Postman. As soon as we write an endpoint inside that file, we have those options start appearing like send request and debug. And if we click on send request, we should be able to get the response on the same page on the right side. So we can see the same response we got previously on the browser. Next, we have app settings.json file, and this is the default set of logging for our template, and all the hosts are allowed at the moment. And again, the properties folder, launch settings.json file, and that's all from this template. So we can see that a very limited number of files are here, and the main thing, the starter of the application and the core logic exist in program.cs file. Next, we can quickly compare this minimal API template with the default ASP.NET Core template, and we can see what are the differences between those two templates. So for that one, let me add that template in the same solution, new project, again API, and I will add the same template here. And now let's check this option, which is use controllers, and it is giving us the traditional API template from ASP.NET Core. First thing we can observe that we have controllers folder here along with the other files, and this is the main part of this template where we write all different endpoints here in the form of controllers. So previously we have seen that in the weather API, minimal API template, we had just a method in the program.cs file which was app.mapget/weather forecast, and we put all that logic here, and we explicitly mentioned that this is a get method as we have used map get method from the web application builder instance. And here in the weather forecast controller, we are using attributes on top of our actions, and we are saying that this is a get action within that controller. So that is the first difference. We will need controller classes inside our traditional template. This is the second one. We have to specify API controller and route to implement the routing in the controllers for those endpoints. And if we compare the program.cs file, that is pretty much clean in that traditional template. So a lot of boilerplate code is available which we can get rid of if we are using the minimal API template. So to recap over today's video, we have started with the overview of minimal APIs. Then we have seen couple of use cases and scenarios where we can use minimal API template. Then we have seen how to install Visual Studio 2022 Community Edition, and it will bring us with all the required libraries and SDKs. Then we have started creating a brand new solution with a minimal API template, and we have seen the contents of minimal API template, especially app settings.json and program.cs file. And then we have built and run our default minimal API template, and that gave us a endpoint to get the list of weathers. And at the last, we have added our traditional ASP.NET Core API template in the same solution for the comparison, and we have seen that there are a couple of differences. The main thing is there is a lot of boilerplate code in that template. There are more differences in that, like how we can version our APIs, how we can manage different functionalities in that default template. So that will gives us the more complex way of building our application. And to solve those problems, we have the minimal APIs template available. So that was all for this video. See you in the next one.